One of the pleasures I've had, and initially it was kind of a daunting task of chairing the Capital Campaign Committee, which really means going out and asking people for money. And that's not something I felt very comfortable doing at all, but was necessary in order for us to move forward. And none of us on the board had real life experiences in doing a capital campaign. So we sought through advice from the national level Boys and Girls Club to seek out consultants, or as Hermola would say, advisors. They're not consultants. We hired an advisor to help us vision what could occur and how much support could we expect from Vacaville in terms of financing. So with that, we hired a company called Netzel Grigsby. Chad and Steve from that firm are here and supported us in terms of creating the original vision. Rob Henley is the architect with A2R Architects, who is designing and working with us through the city and getting the permitting process done. Maggie Mehmet, they're our grants consultant on staff, and the Capital Campaign Committee as a whole, and I'll reference them in a second. The study determined that we had support for what we were then envisioning might be $4.5 or maybe $5 million project at a different location. And obviously with time passage, and it's been 5 years since we started this, costs have escalated and circumstances have changed, and now we're looking at a facility much bigger than what we had initially envisioned building over off of Brown Street. The original campaign committee consisted of myself, David Esparza, our president, Anna Eaton, our executive director, Charlie Bonner, Debbie Egidio, Alan Haddix, Carlos Mendoza, who's here, Ed Raposella, Lisa Rico, and Sherry Stagg. That was the original campaign committee process. In addition to that, we had various subcommittees to look at specific areas and focus on getting community support and marketing what we were attempting to do. We had a steering committee consisting of myself and David again and Anna. But in addition to that, we reached out into the community to seek advice and help and actually financial support. David and Rana Aronson were on that, very supportive. Charlie Barner, Louis DeBartolo, businessman, Chris Flask from then Genentech, Charlie Learned, Carlos Mendoza, Sherry Stagg, and Patsy Van Arkurk. That was our steering committee. Then we had a prospect task force. We needed a committee or group of people to say, who could we further contact in the community to get support? And that included Stephen Greenberg, a local businessman, Louis DeBartolo, Maggie Mehmet, again from our staff, Carlos Mendoza, and Kevin Marino from Wren's Restaurant. A lot of my friends and people have breakfast at Wren's, and so Kevin knows a lot of people and was helpful in identifying people that could be supportive of our efforts. We had a communication team consisting of Michelle Strand, Marlene Maltby, Matthew Prozinitsky, hard to say, Olivia Kilpatrick, and Debbie Egidio again. That was our communication team to help get the word out through press releases and flyers and so forth. And then we had a specific gifts committee consisting of Carrie Schellinger, Kathy Hanley, Beth Rowe, Christina Monta, Mike and Janet Raymond, and Teresa Height. Stephanie Peralt, Amy Saunders, Steve Korn, Michelle Quantuero, Babette Thornhill, and Ali Cron, Chantel Orr, Veronica Vales, and Bruce Belmont. Those were all part of that committee. Now, once we got started, the initial major donors that really kick-started this Can't say enough about both Mike Thompson at the federal level got us an $850,000 grant, which we're still working with the federal government to actually secure the funds, but our hope is that's not going to change, and our expectation is that it won't. Mike's been very supportive. And our Assemblywoman, Lori Wilson, from the state, got us a $1.4 million grant. So those two were major contributors to making this reality. In addition, though, we had corporate support and just individual support. And I want to name just a few of the companies that were major donors. Valero Benicio Winery, Refinery. I wish they were a winery at this point. Jared Bush, a local boy who did well in the NFL, gave us a $500,000 grant. The Travis Credit Union, Linda and Joe Merva, Sire Foundation, Dave and Ronnie Aronson, Reynolds Law Firm, myself and Genentech, Christina and Michael Strunk, David and Sandy Esparza, Louis DeBartolo, Carlos and Edna Mendoza, the Frankenberg Foundation, and numerous others. And all of these folks gave at least $10,000 and up as major donors. And then there are numerous people who obviously, as Dave mentioned, contributed what they could, which could be $5 in some cases where a child said, hey, I want to donate $5, on up to the $10,000 level. And if you walk around the room, you'll see a vision of where some of the rooms and offices and classrooms will be. You'll see either the private donors or corporations that have donated money to help make that work. And it's kind of visually helpful to see that on the pictures around the room. With that, I'd like to conclude with all the names, but those are the people that really helped generate the support and ultimately the financing to make this project a reality. Anna?
So this moment belongs to all of the names that we just shared, because it was important to acknowledge that it wasn't just a small team. It was actually a lot of members in the community. It was parents. It was staff. It was corporations. All of us came together, and you know, aside from this being your moment, this needed to be shared outwardly, that all of these people came together to come to make this into fruition. And you know, another saying goes, it takes a village, right? So thank you all for being great villagers. Really couldn't have done this without you guys.